Gotta be the boss. If you not my dog, I'ma have to cut you off. I'ma have to cut you off. I'ma have to cut you off. If you not my dog, I'ma have to cut you off. I'ma have to cut you off. I'ma have to cut you off. This is what it be like when I'm studying on my enemies. This is what it be like when I make them feel my energy. Sitting on these racks, okay, you know what this really means. This is what it's all about. I'm on top of everything. I'm the boss, don't play with me. This right here, no game to me. Toxic. No, that's not okay with me. Something's wrong with TikTok. Scared. Every day I don't know what it is. Every day you say you good. Every day I wish you would. This is what it be like when you really on the come up. This is what it be like when you really try to run up. Rookie of the year, better go and break the record. Rookie of the year, better go and get him, check him, yeah. If you're not my dog, I'ma have to cut you off. I'ma have to cut you off. I'ma have to cut you off. Good morning, Snuggles. Oh, I don't like that one. I'ma have to cut Stop matching my ass, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. We'll do that one then, obviously. Good morning, how are you? Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It seems like there's an update with TikTok. Oh my goodness, it took a while. It really took a while before I could actually go live and talk with each and every single one of you. But we are once again back in the lion's den. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who do not know who I am, my name is Mr. Crossing, aka Zeus, god of sky and thunder. And I am definitely Triple H. What is Triple H? I am definitely the most handsome. Wait, I got the order wrong. I am definitely the most honest, humble. I'm very humble and handsome man on this TikTok platform. Actually, on all of the social media platforms. Excuse me for a second. A lot of things going on over here. All right. The Truthinator. Yes, Brother Galloway. Yes, it is I. He is I, and I is him. And you know what we do over here on this side of town? We cover all things related to the former president and politics. Okay, and so we're going to go through a lot of things this morning. Okay, I'm going to try to get through them as quickly as I can. What a rough start, I tell you. What a rough start. Oh my God. Triple H, yes, it's me, Yazzie. And by the way, in addition to being Triple H, I am also now the MAGA whisperer, okay? Because I understand that without me, it's not going to end well for the MAGA crowd because someone has to tell you the truth. Yes, I am a Democrat, proud Democrat. I voted for President Biden. And by the way, President Biden is doing such an amazing job. We're going to talk about some of the things he's doing, okay? But I know that without my leadership and guidance, they would be in a state of panic. But have no fear, Zeus is here. Now, why do I have these statistics up as it relates to crime? One is New York City. Shout out to Alvin Bragg. Alvin Bragg definitely belongs on the Mount Rushmore of prosecutors here in the United States. Wait a second. I forgot to do some housekeeping. For those of you who are here and you do not like this level of truth, okay, because I'm very critical of Trump and you are a Trump supporter, I have to play this for you so that you understand what type of time we are on here in this room, in this live. And if you don't like it, I understand, but you can leave.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave.
That's right.
As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country.
That's right.
If you're not happy here, you can leave.
That's right.
If you're not happy in the U.S.,
if you're
complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now.
Get out of here.
Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
You hear that, Trump supporters? Those are orders from your own boss. Your boss. He said, if you do not like what I'm doing, you can leave. You come back if you want to. It doesn't really matter. But you can leave. I'm not keeping you here. Okay? Now, I wish you would stay. Why? Because I want you to know the truth. I don't want you to continue to be out here I comb all social media platforms because I'm that concerned. I'm so concerned. I go onto TikTok, I go onto Facebook, I go onto YouTube, Twitter, and I still see Trump supporters out there lying. Just lying. Okay? And I'm finding out it's not just you, it's people that you follow, like this guy, Jim Jordan. Jim Jordan! He had a little hearing in New York yesterday. He had a little hearing yesterday to try to call out the crime in New York. And I'm wondering, Jim, have you seen the stats? Look at this, 5.2% homicides in New York, 15.4% in Columbus, Ohio. Jim, why are you wasting taxpayers' money and trying to call out Alvin Bragg? Okay, you have a problem in your very backyard, Mr. Jordan. So why do you want to continue to he gets these people to come up there. God bless these people because I know they're really suffering inside. And Jim Jordan is preying on these folks. He's preying on these folks who are suffering for his own political purposes, having them come in and talk about how Alvin Bragg isn't doing his job. No, Jim, it's you who isn't passing legislation designed to help prevent these homicides as it relates to guns. Mr. Jordan, shame! Nobody likes it when I tell the truth, but you know what I say? I'd rather be realer than you. Okay, so Jim Jordan, the best thing that I could say happened yesterday is when he went there was a group of people out there, and I posted a video up on my page, and they had signs up. They were calling for Jim Jordan to be go back home, but then the other one was he needs to be indicted. And people have been asking me, why does Jim Jordan need to be indicted? And I said, because he's a traitor. He betrayed these lovely United States of America, ladies and gentlemen, and he does not deserve to be in that position. Shame on Mr. Jordan. They don't like it when you're telling the truth, ladies and gentlemen. And there was a song, and it's on the page too. Hey, hey, ho, ho, Jim Jordan gots to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, Jim Jordan gots to go. He really does. Okay, we will not tolerate lies and misinformation over here on this side of TikTok, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, April. Nice to see you. Shout out to all of the people who normally come in and bring the truth. I totally appreciate you. You could be anywhere, but you chose to be here. Now, let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, Bamba. Since we're talking about things that are going on in New York, there was something of great importance that I wanted to make sure we all knew happened in New York yesterday. And this is why I say President Biden and the Department of Justice are doing such a great job. Anybody in here who criticizes the Department of Justice, shame! Shame on you. So, secret Chinese police outpost was revealed in New York and 2 men were arrested. So, this is just proof positive, ladies and gentlemen, that the Department of Justice is fast at work making sure that they hold all people, all criminals, foreign and domestic, accountable for their crimes that are going on here in the United States. You know, Trump keeps saying it's not the Department of Justice, it's the Department of Injustice. And I'm starting to understand why Trump says that, because he's not really looking out for these lovely United States of America. I think, like I believed before, that perhaps Trump is a Russian asset, and he only cares about other countries. He doesn't care about these lovely United States, because I often have to ask, when you say it's the Department of Injustice, Mr. Trump, what do you mean injustice? You mean you're not on the beneficiary side of what the Department of Justice is doing. Well, why are you not on the beneficiary side of the Department of Justice? Because you're a criminal. Okay, these 2 men, ladies and gentlemen, they were arrested, okay, at this outpost in New York. And isn't it so funny that while Jim Jordan was in New York yesterday, so-called being tough on crime, that Jim Jordan never once mentioned this. Isn't it so funny? If I were a conspiracy theorist, if I were to be out there on these dark, dangerous websites, I would be inclined to believe that perhaps maybe Jim Jordan isn't saying anything about this because he himself is implicated in this, huh? Yeah! Jim Jordan, we have our eyes on you. Whatever you do, Mr. Jim Jordan, you won't get far with your little Scooby-Doo crimes, okay? We will sniff you out and we will find you and hold you accountable, Mr. Jim Jordan. Good morning, Angela. So nice to see you. All right, now let's talk about what a wonderful job President Biden is doing. They always ask me, Zeus, you need to be more critical of President Biden. Well, ladies and gentlemen, check this out. President Biden on Monday, Stacey, this is for you. President Biden on Monday evening called Ralph Yarl, the 16-year-old who was shot in Kansas City after reportedly going to the wrong house. Isn't that amazing? Thank you. Thank you, President Biden, for doing another thing that we know Trump would have never done. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you know this story, but this is a very tragic story. And when they get out here, I got these people out here. They like to say, racism is over. We are now descendants of our ancestors. I'm going to have to pump your brakes right there. Racism is not over. Okay, and this is a good example of what we mean when we say there's more work to be done. Good morning, Brother Greg. This 16-year-old, he goes to the wrong house on accident. He puts the map in on his phone. He got the numbers wrong. Okay, he goes to the house, rings the doorbell, and ends up taking two hot ones. One to the head, one to the shoulder. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a shame. America should be ashamed of itself that things like this continue to happen. Nobody should have to worry about losing their life because they accidentally went to the wrong house. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you attacking. See, the Trump supporters and the Republicans, their solution is, you know what? We need to put more of these weapons out here to make the world safer. No, you don't. Because what we have right here is a bunch of... Yeehaw! Thank you, Brother Greg. See, what we have out here, and I'm going to call it like I see it. Good morning, the beautiful RMC. So nice to see you. I'm going to call it like I see it. We have, they asked me, Zeus, what do you think we should do about 2A? And do you think we should get rid of it? And I thought about it yesterday, and I said, what we have out here is a bunch of scared men. Yeah. A lot of scared men out here clutching their firearms, and they're afraid. They're afraid of the boogeyman. And their solution to the boogeyman seems to be, as long as I have this thing in my hand, not this thing, this belongs to Zeus, I can be safe from anything that comes. And I'm here to burst your bubble. You scared men out there. Let me tell you something about how life works. You can't stop the inevitable, okay? Not even with that thing, okay? You can't stop women from breaking your heart. You can't stop your employer from firing you. You can't stop yourself from getting into a car wreck. You can't stop yourself from going to heaven or hell with that thing. So cut it out. Grow up. If you do have to get into a fight, then just handle your business. And if you don't want to get into a fight, then don't be out here talking crazy and ridiculous because somebody just might take you up on your offer. Listen, I'm not promoting violence at all. But what I am trying to help people understand is, you know what? There's more than one solution to dealing with conflict than to keep reaching for that thing. So now this guy, he's 80-something years old. This old man who ended up pulling the trigger, he's now going to possibly have to spend the remaining amount of time that he has left on this earth behind bars. If you ask me, what could we do differently? Let's go back and replay this thing. Sir, someone knocks on your door, you don't know who it is. How about instead of reaching for something, you just look out the window? maybe you can yell, who is it? Okay. And maybe by doing that, you can alert them that they may be at the wrong house. It could have been an Amazon person. It could have been a UPS person. Don't just go grab that thing because you're terrified. And if you're on medication and the medication is doing that to you, tell your doctor. Okay. Say, you know what, doc? This medication isn't helping me be the best version of myself. But please, this is my plea to all of you scared men out there. Please stop bragging about the fact that you have access to this thing. We know it. The world knows we got them. Why is that a talking point anymore? Why is that such a talking point? Don't give that racism out. Iron Pit, no. I haven't even gotten to the racist side of it. I was just talking about the scared man part. Now we can get into the meat and potatoes. Was it racially motivated? You know what? I tend to avoid having conversations about race. But you know what? I can't help but wonder when I saw this story and I saw this young man who ended up with two bullets inside of him. He's a young black guy, young black man, 16 years old. This man hasn't even began to live his life. Now he has to live the rest of his life with this trauma. And I do believe that because he was black, that was the decision from that older man. Because remember, I said he was afraid. He wouldn't have been afraid if it was a person, possibly a white guy. I don't think he would have been afraid. He'd have been, oh, what are you doing here? Okay, I know they don't like it when I tell the truth, but ladies and gentlemen, I'd rather be realer than you. I believe he was afraid. He was afraid to see a black guy at his door. And I'm here to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, not everybody black is a criminal. Quit watching Fox News. So, this is why I say thank you to President Joseph Biden. Because Biden called the young man that ended up getting shot yesterday. He did. And gave him words of encouragement. This is just another example of the leadership coming from the White House. Trump supporters, pay attention. You can learn something from President Biden if you quit believing those conspiracies. Now, thank you. I will move on to my next topic. And the next part of the topic, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be called, I'm going to call it part 2. Republicans behaving badly. Listen, I was just critical of President Biden. Come on, folks, give me a break. I was critical. He made that call. Now let's go. Moving along, ladies and gentlemen. We don't have much time. I got off to a rough start. You know, the internet was acting crazy. You know, no, I don't have MAGA Wi-Fi. This is Biden Wi-Fi, but you know, you never know who's out there trying to prevent Zeus from getting access. All right. Now we got to talk about the Republican Party. And the reason that we cover the Republican Party at this level, ladies and gentlemen, is because we know that their interest right now is not the interest of the American people. Their interest is only of Donald J. Trump. And I got to take that back. Not all Republicans. You're right. I should not use those terms and say all Republicans. Some Republicans are like this. Okay, so we have this issue going on with the abortion pill. Okay, and I've told a lot of these men on the right, when it comes to women's reproductive rights, stay out of it. If you don't know what you're talking about, just stay out of it. You're doing more harm than good by trying to insert yourself into situations you have no experience dealing with. I mean, I have to even step aside when I know I'm outmatched. And there's nothing wrong with that. That is actually showing you are comfortable not only being a leader, but allowing others to lead. It is a good exercise that you must learn how to do, men. Shame on you if you don't know how to do this. Shame. Now, why is this thing a scandal right now? And you know, I don't know everything, but from what I've heard, is definitely an issue, and you are more than welcome to go look into it. All right. So this judge, this Trump-appointed judge, ladies and gentlemen, submitted a draft article to Texas Law Journals in 2017. Okay. And this was during, criticizing the Barack Obama era protections for transgender people and people seeking abortions. This is what he did. The article criticized the Obama administration for discounting religious physicians who cannot use their scalps to make females what God created male and cannot use their pens to prescribe or dispense abortion drugs designed to kill unborn children. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a struggle to get it out. This story is so disturbing. So, as we continue with this, ladies and gentlemen, none of that is surprising. As you know, the Republican Party tends to be very conservative when it comes to women's reproductive rights. Okay? But you know what is surprising, ladies and gentlemen, is that the article was being edited. This judge, ladies and gentlemen, he was on his way to being appointed, as a judge, and he did not want this information to come out that he had wrote it. So what did he do? He said, take me off of the journal and replace me with two of my colleagues at the First Liberty Institute. This is what he did. Shame. Look at it. Take me off, put my two colleagues on because I'm in the middle of getting appointed and I don't want them to find this out about me. And you call yourselves Christians. I can't believe this stuff. I mean, when we talk about, like right now, it's at a point for me when it comes to a lot of the folks on the right, some of the Republicans, just don't even bring up the Bible. Just cut it out. Don't even call yourself a Christian. Don't even say you're God-fearing. I would prefer you don't do it. Just straight up say what you are. Okay? I don't like it, and I just don't like it. But please refrain from bringing the Bible or any religion into this, okay? Because at this point, I'm not buying what you're selling. I'm not, and I don't think the majority of Americans are either. Because the way we see it, your actions are not aligning with what you're professing. It's like what the good book says. Your lips say you love me, but your heart is far from me. Good morning, Brother Swervin. Okay? I'm teaching them a little hawk. Yeah, I am the MAGA whisperer to these guys, these guys and gals out here on TikTok, okay? They don't like it when I'm telling the truth, but guess what? I'd rather be realer than you. Thank you, peace and lots, okay? So, to the Republican Party members that continue to be aligned with only Donald J. Trump, and you've abandoned, your commitment to upholding the Constitution of the United States, I got this to say to you. Newsflash, the jig's up. We see you for what you are, and you can't hide from us. All right, let's keep it going, ladies and gentlemen, into more of Republicans behaving badly, okay? And this one, ladies and gentlemen, I think this one is going to hit closer to home. This one's going to hit closer to home. Republican states could be hit hardest by McCarthy's proposed spending cuts. Yeah, we're back on the debt ceiling conversation, and it always makes me wonder. They come in here, they tell us Biden's ruining the country, but when we point out things that the Republicans are doing that will ruin the country, they go, oh, I need to look into that. You ask them, where do they get their news from? You get two answers. One person, they'll say, I watch Fox News. I watch Fox News. That's where the real news is. You watch Fox News, even though they've been caught lying. You know that they've been called out by Dominion and they're being sued for $1.6 billion. $1.6 billion. And you still proudly get up here and say you watch Fox News. Okay, those are the ones I call the ones with a reprobate mind. Okay, you can't change their minds at all. They're going to be this way until the good Lord calls them home. And shame on them. Then you got these other ones. Oh, I don't watch Fox News. No, I get my news from all other places. I get it. Where you get it from? Well, a little bit of this. Hey, thank you, Greg. Oh, I get it a little bit from TikTok. Yeah, you should follow this content creator. They bring nothing but the truth, Zeus. Really? Then I go check them out. They're lying. I get it off of Twitter. Yeah, Zeus, I get it from Elon Musk himself. And by the way, Elon just admitted he voted for President Biden, by the way. Where do you get your news from? Well, I can't tell you, but I don't watch CNN. I don't watch MSNBC, Zeus. Well, where do you get it from? I don't know. Well, everything you say seems to be aligning with the narratives that are on Fox News. So how is it that you and Fox News are saying the same thing? I don't know, Zeus. Why are you asking me so many questions? They get so mad. But I call it like I see it, ladies and gentlemen. You can't make this stuff up. And you can't make this stuff up and act like we don't see it. We Democrats know what Fox News talking points are. We Democrats, we know what the QAnon conspiracies are. You've said them so long. Oh, Biden is, what do they do? What do they do? They start sniffing killed children. We know where you got that from. They got this new one now. You wouldn't believe it. They got a new conspiracy. They're saying, well, it's not new, but they're redoing it. They're trying to say that Michelle Obama, they got a new one, is not a woman. She's a man. This is what they're doing now. And they're sending Zeus all kinds of disturbing videos. And you got these videos, you could tell that they've been edited by deepfake. And they're re-energized about it now. Oh, he's a he, she's a he. This is what they're doing. And to those folks that are doing that, I'm going to say this. Shame. Shame on you for bringing up old conspiracies because nothing is working with us anymore. We know everything you got up your sleeve. We know all the tricks at this point. Now let's talk about these so-called spending cuts, ladies and gentlemen. It calls for cutting agencies' budgets by 7% this year and capping growth by 1% annually. Now, I got to move through this very quickly and then open up the boxes because, I want to hear from all of you. Okay? And this is what Kevin McCarthy has proposed. Okay? The data indicates that his proposed domestic spending caps could be felt most acutely in the states backed by Republican President Donald J. Trump. So Kevin McCarthy's budget that he's proposing is going to have the harshest impact on the states that supported Donald J. Trump. And this is why I say you can blame President Biden all you want, but if you try to do that, you will be lying because we have the receipts. We know what Kevin McCarthy is doing. Okay, he's the Speaker of the House right now. He's the one holding on to the purse strings right now. He's the one failing you. Okay, him right along with Jim Jordan. What has Jim Jordan or Kevin McCarthy done since they got in? Nothing besides create chaos and pandemonium. Okay, McCarthy's proposed increase of 1% per year would not keep up with population growth. It won't. Those caps could be felt most acutely in Trump voting states where the collective population grew 9.8% between 2010 and 2022. Nearly twice the 5.3% growth rate in Biden states. I'm bringing down the hammer, ladies and gentlemen. I'm bringing down the hammer. Here you go. Social Security and defense. Any of you out there on Social Security, I had one person come out here and they told me they were. And they said they're going to vote for something. They're going to vote for Trump. Thank you, April. They're going to vote for Trump. Okay, they don't want to vote for Biden because Biden is ruining the country. This is what they say. But look at this. McCarthy's spending cuts would not scale back Social Security benefits, which are projected to double in cost over the coming 10 years. But the agency warned last month that budget cuts could make it more difficult to administer the benefits. When you call in and you want to get help, it's so hard. Those waits are so long because they don't have enough people there a lot of times to do the work that is needed to administer the benefits, right? But Kevin McCarthy's plan is going to take more people away from Social Security, so you really won't get help. That could have a bigger impact in Trump voting states where 20.1% of residents rely on the program compared to 18.6% of residents in Biden states. Order! The jig's up. The jig's up, Trump supporters and hardcore Republicans. Okay? And this is about work requirements. In a nutshell, the work requirements that you normally have to use to be eligible are going to get stricter. Stricter and stricter. And pretty soon you won't even be able to qualify. Okay? And this could hit Republican-leaning states harder. 3.1% of the population in those states could lose benefits compared to 2.8% of residents in Biden states. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not the Democrats who are making this country worse for you. It turns out to be the Republican Party. They don't like it when I'm telling them the truth. But if I don't do this, you will go out there and vote against your best interests. That's why I bring this to you front and center, so that you don't have any excuses for why when you go in there and cast your vote, which you have the right to do, you cannot say, well, Zeus, I didn't know. You know what's happening. You see it right in front of your eyes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there's more to cover. I was going to talk about this January 6th attacker, and I won't go into details, but I want you to know this is out there. I do want you to know this is out there because I want to make sure I remind the Trump supporters why it's important to stop listening to Donald J. Trump. I'm not going to go into detail with this case right here, but I want you to at least see the headline. Go look this guy up. This guy is getting the harshest sentence the DOJ can allocate to those who went and so-called peacefully protested on January 6th on behalf of the former president. Okay? They want him to take 24 years. 24. Yeah, he was taking the police's weapons, shields, pepper spray, and using it against the police. They don't listen. Don't tell me you back the blue. Don't tell Zeus you back the blue when we got you on camera doing stuff like this. And no, I'm going to stand behind what I said yesterday, actually this weekend. I don't want to hear about Ashley Babbitt, because if she was in this crowd, which we found out she was not innocent. Ashley Babbitt was not innocent, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm so sorry I have to break this to you. What this indicates shows you the element of crime that was going on January 6th. Okay, so please do not get up in the box and try to whitewash what Ashley Babbitt was doing that day. She was breaking the law. Okay, I have the receipts right here, pages and pages of what Ashley Babbitt was doing. Just violence on top of violence, even before she got there on January 6th. Okay, so I don't want to hear it. Now I'm going to open up these boxes, and I want to hear from those of you who can't talk. Okay, and I do have to make sure I make this very clear. One, I do thank all of you. Thank you, heaven. One, I do thank all of you for coming to the show this morning, because it really does mean a lot to me that, you know, we get out here and we talk. I do not necessarily have it. I can't stop a person from believing what they believe. Thank you, attacking. Thank you so much for those gifts. I cannot stop a person from getting in the box and sharing their opinion. I really can't, and that's not really what I do. But what I ask is that you don't get in the box and try to overtalk Zeus. That's me. Don't try to overtalk me, okay? Get in here, say what you have to say. Even if I know it's misinformation, I will allow you to say it, because you know what? I think it's important that you get it out so we all can give you the feedback you need to rethink what you're thinking. Thank you, Yazzie, okay? Please do not get in here and start name calling and insulting people. Okay, be very general. Be, if you were in another live, okay, you keep that over there. You can talk about what you discussed, but please don't bring up this person's name. Not unless not unless Zeus is ready to do that. Okay, because it's getting real technical out here. It's really getting technical out here. Okay, and last but not least, no cursing. If I hear cursing, you will hear this sound. And if I gotta keep asking you, then you know what I'll do to protect this live? I'll just drop you. And that's how the cookie crumbles, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, exactly, Angela. Keep it. All right. Good morning, Nutty Professor.
So good morning, Mr. Zeus. How are you this morning?
I'm doing very, very well. Purdue, good morning. How are you?
Allergies are kicking my butt, man.
Mm,
They are kicking me. But
okay.
I wanted to give you an update. So I was out at the protest yesterday for little Ralph, and
Oh, you went and did and participated.
oh yeah, that's why the allergies are kicking my
Oh
butt.
wow.
I let class out early, and a couple of my students went down there with me, and I covered the press conference.
Okay.
Uh, why has this man not been charged with attempted murder? The fact that he is 84 years old, I don't care. What
Mm,
he did in this situation was beyond abhorrent. He actually told the police he saw a 6-foot black man at his door, so that's why he shot.
mm.
Let that sink in. Let that sink in.
I mean, it goes to what I was saying earlier, Nutty Professor. It's the people are clutching onto their firearms and they're afraid. So, in order to justify using it, it's the number one thing. You even hear police do it when they end up in these situations. The best defense that they they like to use is I used it because I was afraid, right? So,
Yeah.
what's scarier than a 6'6" black guy, right?
So the kid rang the doorbell. That was his crime that he committed. He rang
Now,
the
that's not a
doorbell.
crime, Nutty. That's not a crime.
Well, you understand what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying, but I know how
But
some could
but
interpret
according
it.
to them, that's the crime. And for the people, in the comments saying, "Oh, there's more. You're bringing more misinformation." Well, guess what? To show you that I was there, there's the complaint and the arrest warrant right there,
Mm.
right here. I, I
We have
bring receipts, people.
receipts.
I bring receipts. Here's the probable cause statement right here. The probable cause statement is the words of Andrew Lester, the man who perpetrated this crime.
What is it? What did he say? Did you read it?
Yeah, I did read it. I did read it.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So this is why my plea is I'm not asking you to not have that thing on you. Don't carry a stick. I don't think anyone is saying that. But I do believe that you need to quit acting like you having that is the ultimate flex, because it's not. And quit living in fear. You can't keep saying you are afraid and think we're going to believe you.
And unfortunately, in the news this morning, out of upstate New York, a young lady is unalived because the same situation. Her and her friends pulled into the wrong driveway,
Nasty.
and
Nasty.
the homeowner, without provocation, just started shooting.
Mm.
They were actually backing out of the driveway, and he started shooting, and the young
Okay, you
lady was
use a different
unalive.
word, Nutty. We got to keep it clean. You know how these TikTok streets get.
Did I say something wrong?
Well, use pew pew, and
Oh, sorry, sorry,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
sorry.
And I don't like using that M word, either. Just because I know things can be, triggering for a lot of people. This is very tough, and we're
So,
trying to keep it clean.
to go back to Mr. Yarl, this
Hmm.
young man, this young man, he was pew pew through the door, folks. I want to just remind you, there was a door in between, a wooden door, not just a uh little paper door. It was a wooden door in between and a screen door.
Yeah.
He rang the doorbell. This 84-year-old man said that he saw a black man, a 6-foot black man, and he was afraid that he was
Of
trying to
course.
break into his home. And so
Typical.
he pew-pewed.
Typical.
Then he opened the door and pew-pewed him again when he was on the ground.
Oh, really?
Yes, really. Don't tell me that was a mistake. Don't tell me he's a good guy with a gun, with a pew-pew. And now they want to say he suffers from slight dementia. Then if you know this, then where are the red flag laws? Why does he have a pew-pew in his home? If that's the case, stop making excuses for someone that's 84 years old that committed a crime, almost took this young man's life. But I got some good news.
Oh, what do you got?
Even though he's going to have to recover for the rest of his life,
Mm-hmm.
he's alive.
Thank you.
He's
Thank God.
well.
Thank God.
And
He's alive!
he has been released from the hospital. He is at home this morning. The president did indeed call and speak with him.
Shout out to President
The
Biden.
president did, and not, people are like, oh, it was only a 2-minute call. I'm like, anything Biden does, they want to lessen the impact. But no, Biden stayed on the phone with this young man for over 30 minutes.
Wow.
And then stayed on the phone with his family for over another 30 minutes. President Biden gave the time.
Wow.
Now, this is the president of the United States.
Shout out to President Biden. Nutty, did former President Trump call? He can call.
Yeah, so anyway, President Biden invited this young man, once he's obviously better. President Biden invited him to the White House. President Biden wants this young man to actually perform for him because this young man is very proficient in playing several instruments.
Wow.
He wanted to go. He wants to go to Texas A&M University and study molecular biology. That's what he wants to study.
Molecular biology.
This kid is one of the 10 students in all of Kansas City Metro with a GPA of over 4.0.
Wow. Was he really afraid of him? Because
don't tell me.
Was he really 6 feet tall though?
I got to say this, Zeus, because it's the truth. I'm going to speak truth to power this morning.
Go for it.
Because when something happens to people who look like us, the first thing they want to do, they want to go look into our records, see what their background is. And then that's what they want to display all over the media. But they can't do that with this young brother right here.
Nope.
They got to tell the truth, because what's out there with this young brother is nothing but helping people, getting good grades, getting scholarships for going all over the country playing his instruments. They don't have that same narrative.
Preach!
So, with that being said, we have to talk about the culture in this country of letting weapons rule our lives. Stop with the hate. Stop being so doggone afraid. If you're so doggone afraid to exist, then maybe you should leave. Like Trump said.
Like Trump says, if you don't like it, leave. Listen, we've made a lot of progress in this country. I'm not going to sit back and act like that didn't happen. But we are nowhere near reaching the potential at the rate we're going now, when we still have people defaulting to this kind of primitive and uneducated behavior where you're just being racist and violent. Seriously? Cut it out.
So it's a big deal for me when I come into your live and I don't get into all the politics, because politics is where I like to have fun.
But I mean, we all like to have fun, and I bring a good dose of it, but some situations do require more serious dialogue, and this is definitely one of them.
So I'm grateful that this young brother is at home, but let's be honest, he's at home because his mother is a nurse, and his auntie His auntie is a physical therapist.
Wow,
So
that's
he is
awesome.
still getting some good care, even at home.
Wow. I mean, it's a miracle he survived this.
It is.
It really
But
is.
but there's one more disgusting element that I need to tell you.
Uh, let's get it out there so that
After
people can
this
know.
young man was pew-pewed, he
Mm-hmm.
was still able to get up and run. He ran to several doors asking for help. They wouldn't help him.
Wow.
The third person that he got to, he did finally open the door. He said, get on the ground with your hands up.
What?
This man was bleeding. I'm sorry, not this man. This kid was bleeding.
Shame! You get two thunderstrike.
And someone said it in the comments, but I wasn't going to bring that up. But yes, that is true. The person who did help him held him at gunpoint
Can you
after
say
this young man was
pew
just
pew
pew pew.
pew? Nutty.
Just after this young man was pew pew, he got held at pew pew point again. Man, I hate sounding like I'm 2 years old, but okay, I
Hey,
get it.
listen, we gotta
I
protect the
get it.
live. We gotta
I
protect
get
the
it.
live. I post these videos for those who don't get to watch it on my
Yeah.
YouTube.
No, I absolutely get it.
And I
But this
thank
is the
every single one of you for coming up and contributing. You truly are. I would argue this is what is helping make a difference, one day at a time. So, thank you. Was there more, Nutty, that you wanted to say? Because I'm very grateful that you are, boots on the ground with this situation. I didn't know you were this close to it, and you were able to provide this level of detail at this intimate level. I mean, that's amazing. Because I didn't
if
know
there's
all of this stuff, right? And
if
I
there's
think
anyone if there's anyone in the Kansas City metro area or anywhere in proximity, there's another protest. We're going to be right back out there today at noon. All of my classes have been canceled because I feel like if we don't stand up for something, we'll fall for everything or anything.
I
So
agree.
there is another protest at 12 noon in front of this man's home. And
Now,
there is,
wasn't it the case though that initially when this happened, they weren't going to even charge this guy? It
well,
wasn't until the protesting started that they kind of had to move forward with prosecuting him. Or did I get
well,
that wrong?
no, you did not get that wrong because they took him in for questioning and they let him go. And
Shame!
so now this man is not even in the state of Missouri.
Shame.
He's not even, they didn't even tell him, don't leave the state. He is now in the state of Arizona.
Good morning. Why? He's in Arizona right now?
He's in Arizona right now
Shame!
because
Oh,
that's where his winter home is in Arizona.
you don't get to hear. I don't get to see this kind of stuff in the community that
But
I'm
they
in. I
they
don't
they
get to see
said
this kind of just, even I don't know what country we're in. I mean, they always say people deserve a fair trial, but I mean, geez.
they said he went there fearing the safety of himself, fearing the safety of him and his wife. So yes, I'm gonna if
Wait a second. As if he should not experience what fear feels like. Who in America thinks they're above feeling fear?
well the fact that
And
the
now that you
police
feel fear for once in your life, you're gonna go break the law and use that as a reason. Cut it out. Just
the
because you feel fear does not give you permission to break the law.
the excuse the police made that they couldn't make an arrest
Preach.
is because the Missouri law states that they couldn't do anything until they spoke to the victim. Well, what if the victim had have been unalive? Then what? Then what? Then what? So at any rate, I'm gonna let you move on with your show. I appreciate you allowing me to uh, bring a different light to the story, but the only
Yeah.
reason I did is because this was one of your topics.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I try to, do what I can, but if there's ever an opportunity, and this goes for anyone out there, if there's any topic I cover, and you see how Nutty Professor is able to provide more insight, by all means, please bring it. The world needs to know this stuff because not
And like I
everyone gets
said,
to like where you're at right now, Nutty. You know, you have the ability to actually talk about what's happening in real time from the ground level. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I want to hear. I mean, I get at the news does what they do and they kind of, water it down and they have their slant. But, when there's people that are actually in the trenches, yeah, it does definitely hit home. So I
A lot of
appreciate that.
people, a lot of people were surprised that I went live because I don't go live. I come into lives, but
Mm-hmm.
yes, I'll be going live again. The protest is at 12 noon. Um, we are going to we're just going to hold the DA accountable because this little baby wash charge
Mm-hmm.
of felony of armed criminal action and a class A felony assault in the first degree. Assault is when I punch you in the face.
Right.
That's assault. So with that being said, thank you so much, brother.
No.
Enjoy your day on Mount Olympus or whatever
Yes.
you call it. So yeah,
Thank you.
I'm gonna be
Thank you.
good. I'm gonna exit
Yeah,
stage
yeah, we're
left.
we're we're gonna give each other a pass today.
Yes, I'm gonna exit stage left, and I'm not gonna say it, but we all know it's true. Love you, brother.
Love you too. Thank you, Nutty Professor. Wow. He kept it clean. He really did keep it clean, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Moving along, okay. Uh, you know, it's always good when we hear from people we don't normally get to hear from, but see all the time. And that's my good man, Little Hawk. Good morning, Little Hawk 44. How are you doing?
Good. Good morning to you too, brother. But
Hey,
you,
what's
you,
going on, bro?
you know I'm the most handsome. What? Not in your
What?
kingdom. Not in your kingdom. Not in your
Yes, he
kingdom.
is.
My kingdom. My kingdom, Zeus.
See how he almost got himself in trouble. He
Hey,
almost did it.
but back on that topic, right? I just wanted to come in and just say a little something right quick.
Okay.
With the Nutty was saying that the guy said he had dementia, right?
Right.
So if you have dementia, will you be able to remember something? Like remember where your gun is at?
Oh,
Think
you
about.
mean your pew pew?
Oh yeah, your pew pew. My bad. But if you got dementia, how are you gonna remember
Mm.
where your pew pew is at? If
Mm.
you got dementia,
Mm.
you get me?
Yeah, yeah, that's a good one. Oh, you saw right through that one, didn't you?
Exactly, exactly.
Oh,
You see
someone
what I'm
said he
saying?
wouldn't be able to go to Arizona either.
Exactly. So if you got this so-called um medical disorder,
Hmm.
what where's you going in, how you even opening the door? How you didn't know where the door is at? Medicine.
Yeah, we're
Listen,
not buying it. So what you're saying, Little Hawk, is that you're not buying the "I was afraid and I'm crazy" excuse.
nah, I'm not buying that. I'm not.
Mm.
You can't buy it, Zeus. How can you buy that? You cannot buy that. It's just facts.
Yeah, we're not buying.
If you had dementia, you're not gonna remember half of the stuff. What half of the stuff is in your house is at. You know what
Mm.
I'm saying?
Good
You're not
morning.
gonna remember that stuff,
Nope.
especially your pew pew.
No.
You know what I'm saying? I don't. I'm sure you're not keeping your pew pew on you because you got dementia. If your wife looks like she's a black guy, you might pew pew her. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Thank you.
but
Good
you can
point. These are
remember.
excellent points. So do you think he was afraid? Because Nutty brought up something. He said that the guy said he thought the guy it was a 6 foot black guy. What do you think about that statement?
Listen. It's crazy, right? But
Mm-hmm.
from them doing what they was doing to us back in the day, and he old enough, and he one of those people. I'm sure
Mm-hmm.
he's one of those people that was doing that, what he was doing to us back in the day. I'm sure he wasn't scared of us.
Hmm.
I'm sure he wasn't scared of. You know what they used to do to black folk back in the day.
Keep
You
it
know,
clean.
I'm keeping
I
it
do
clean.
know.
I'm keeping it clean. I'm keeping it real. I'm keeping it 100.
Oh, you keeping it A1.
And
Eva, good
he
morning.
in that age bracket, you know what I'm saying, where it was really going on, where it was
Hmm.
like really, really going on. So no, man, that man wasn't scared. He just wanted to put another,
I,
you know.
I get what you're saying, and I feel...
Under his belt. He just wanted to put another one under his belt. He probably got like 7, 8 of them. He's from Kansas City.
He's guilty in my kingdom. This guy's guilty
in my kingdom too.
Yeah, he's guilty.
He's guilty.
I don't need a trial to convict him.
If you're not guilty, why you run all the way to Arizona?
Shame. Yeah, he could have ran to a Democrat state, right? He could have.
Well, I don't know about that. That's a Democrat state too. Trump lost, but
well, you know they got DMX out there in Arizona. You know what I'm saying? There's pockets of Democrat stuff, but we know where it's really going on out there. But like you said, he so-called had dementia, but he seemed to be able to conveniently get money out of the bank account, get in his car and drive to Arizona, grab his thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Oh, did he drive? Or if he drove, then you know that's not dementia. I think he might have took a plane. If we don't even know if he's out there. You know what I'm saying? That's not no proven fact that he's in AZ. So I didn't hear that yet.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it though. You know, we got to keep these kind of things front and center on the minds of the American people all over the world, and let them know that we're not falling for these kind of shenanigans in 2023. The jig is up. You did that because you wanted to do it.
That's it.
And whatever it is, that's what it was. Because the default response should not be 6 foot black person, 6 foot black man at my door. I was afraid and I'm out of my mind.
And you can tell you could tell he wasn't no man. I mean, look at the man, the little kid face. You could see that he's a child. I mean, because he don't got no man face at all. And if you didn't see that, he didn't see that by peeping through his peephole. I mean, or whatever. However he's seen this little dude.
Look at him.
He just want that. Do that man look like he grown?
No.
Dude, he do not look like he grown.
No, he don't look grown.
He look like he 13, 14 years old. Real talk. He don't look grown at all. So how you gonna consider that being a man? And he's sick. I don't know how tall the little dude is. I don't know.
Even if he was 6 foot, I wouldn't even get that impression. I mean,
right? He don't look like a threat to me.
No.
You know what I'm saying? You got some people that look like threats, but he don't look like a threat.
You know what a threat looks like.
Exactly, like me.
Oh, cut it out.
No, but serious. On a serious note, yeah, he don't look like a threat. So no. I would have took him for that. You know what I mean? So I mean, I send my prayers out to the little dude. Hope he recovers, soon. But yeah, that's all I had to say, Zeus. And all
right. Well, listen, I appreciate you, being brave enough to come in the box and talk in the kingdom with all of this. You know what goes on in the kingdom. You're very brave, little Hawk. And and you still brought the truth. Now, you brought the truth minus how you started, questioning my handsomeness. But, in the spirit of good spirit, I'm going to let that slide.
We're going to let your supporters.
I'm going to let that slide.
We're going to let your supporters make the difference.
Cut it out. All right, I'm going to bring up the next panelist, little Hawk. Right. And I'm going to need you to meditate and reflect on what you said earlier. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. All right. Okay. We got to do this. We're going to do this very fast. I'm trying to get to people I don't normally hear from, and then I'll get to the crowd favorites, so please forgive me. But I'm going to try to get to all of you before I get out of here. We got 20 minutes. Good morning, April.
Good morning,
How are you?
I'm doing great. I love your live this morning.
Oh, really? Thank you so much. I'm trying to bring a little more, but stick to the regular course, the main meal.
Hey, Heidi. I love Biden called Ralph. I love that. And talked for an hour to him and his family. That shows the empathy and compassion that this president has, that the former president lacked.
You're right. You're right. And even then, right, Trump still could call. Right? He could still call. He calls everywhere else. Why isn't Trump calling?
I don't know. You think it could it be, they didn't come from upper class? I'm sorry. Phone call.
Oh, you gotta drop it, come back up?
No, I'm good.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, but from me, his silence speaks volumes. You know what I'm saying? His silence.
This was a kid. Look at his face. It was a kid. Anyone could look at that face and say, I would have said 12 years old. And it breaks my heart. It really does. And the fear that these people have of something coming to attack them all times, the government, black people, whatever it is, something is coming to attack me all the time. The fear that is ingested by these people. Oh, my good God. It's ridiculous. And Trump perpetuated most of what's going on now. The fear. The people at the southern border. Oh my gosh, they're coming across. See that caravan coming? I mean, it's ridiculous. People's gotta quit living in fear.
Quit living in fear. Quit living with hate.
Exactly. That's my number one thing, to stop all the hate. It breaks my heart this country's come to this. But, Biden's doing a wonderful job. He's doing an excellent job.
Excellent job.
And he did good as our president, calling a family in need.
Yes.
That went through a horrible moment.
Yes. This is how leadership works. Okay. It's tough work. This is who we elected to be in the White House. We needed a leader like this, so that when these moments happen, you have someone to look at and see what an example of a great leader is. Thank you, President Biden.
Thank you, President Biden. And another thing, all the people, there's a lot of them in the comments here that messages me and shows me videos of stuff, and they're using TikTok videos to say this is fact of something happening. I'm not going to say any names. You're in here. I've messaged you back. Please stop with that. That's not factual stuff. It's videos. I can make a video with me and Zeus dancing on the beach right now. It's like, you need to grow up.
April. And don't you know, it's so funny they know how to find these videos, but they are so far away from the real truth. It's like, where do you get this stuff?
I don't understand it, but they send me what other people are talking about, like it's factual stuff. Like if I was to make a video and said, yeah, me and you had dinner, okay?
Yeah.
And they put it, oh my Lord, she said they had dinner. Look, she's got a picture of them. No, people. Figure out. This is 2023. Have you ever seen Jurassic Park? Ooh, we got real dinosaurs, y'all. Woo!
Hey, bro, you're cracking me up. Oh my God. We got real dinosaurs.
So the one thing I want to address, I've had several about the taxes that people are paying right now, since it just ended, April 15th.
Right.
So I've had all these messages and people showing me, oh my God, it's awful. I'm getting killed by my taxes. I didn't know last year and all. Good Lord, people, we're still under Trump's tax plan till 2025. Please go look at this.
You hear that? This is Trump's plan that we're under. If you don't like it, blame Trump. Thank you, April, for bringing that truth.
And as Trump said, if you don't like it, you can leave.
That is so true. If you don't like it, you can leave.
So I got a job, Zeus. I just come on. I got to go back to work. But, you know, I had to come in once in a while.
Yeah, and I appreciate you. And ladies and gentlemen, please follow April. She has some of the best lives on TikTok. She is so much nicer than I am, by the way. And she's really welcoming to everyone. I've never seen anyone do it at this level. And I encourage you to follow her. You might be inspired by the viewers that she has. Thank you, April.
Thank you, Zeus. Love you. Have a great
All
day.
right, love you too. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what a morning. As you can see, we are doing God's work today in the kingdom, and it's mighty, and it is mighty in his sight. All right. Oh my gosh. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have to brace ourselves, okay? My good friend Snuggles has something to say, and I do hope that Snuggles is on track with the today's show.
Mr. Crossings. How you doing, buddy?
Thank you, Heaven.
Mr. Crossings, how you doing,
Right,
my friend?
Snuggles, how are you doing?
I am doing well. I loved April. She said a lot there. Yes, don't believe any of your videos that you post on this internet. Thank you, April. So I'm gonna have a great live today. I'm gonna counter everything you said about Bragg's. I have all the stats. I'm gonna bring on my green screen, and we're gonna have a great live. We're
What
gonna
time is
show
your live, Snuggles?
We're gonna actually show Alvin Bragg's convictions. He was a convicted DA. He has a conviction on his record. How is he an attorney with a conviction? But we'll go over that in my live today. I
Okay,
have proof.
and
I'm bringing the receipts, and I'm
invite,
wondering why
will you invite
he's a DA, and I'm wondering why he has a conviction rate, and he's letting all these criminals go on from felonies to misdemeanors.
So let me get this straight, Snuggles. You have a
Yes.
problem with this? Oops, wrong picture.
Oh no, I have no problem. Is that a picture of your fantasy type Disneyland?
You have a problem
Yeah,
with
that's
these
very
stats?
yeah. Actually, Columbus, Ohio, I looked at that, has a 70% conviction rate. 70%, not too bad in Columbus, Ohio.
Oh.
But Mr. Alvin
Where
Bragg
exactly did you get those
has
statistics from?
Mr. Alvin Bragg
No,
has a 50.
Snuggles, you're moving too
I'm
fast.
going to bring it up in my live. I have receipts.
Oh, okay.
He has a 50% conviction rate. He brings his felonies down to misdemeanors. A shame, the most violent crimes. Well, Mr. Crossings, I don't want to give too much here.
Yeah.
But my live is going to crush that, and that's not accurate up there, Mr. Crossings. You got to do a little bit more study. Okay, but I'll bring that to my live. Mr. Crossings, sorry to take you down again.
Okay, Snuggles, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and help you out. Get him out of here! I will be in Snuggles live later to debate. No, I'm not going to debate. I'm just going to go watch what he has. It's always exciting to find out where he gets his information. All right, let me bring up the next guest. Hey, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness! Oh my God! Greetings, Brother Swervin.
Good morning, big brother. How you doing?
I'm all right, sir. How are you?
Let me read you something real quick.
Okay, please do.
In year-to-date gun cases, the Manhattan DA's office went from 91% prosecution/conviction rate to 95% rate. And 217 prosecutions to 473. In addition, it went from 147 indictments to 300 indictments.
Oh.
And from 131 convictions to 368.
Oh.
So, what? What? So, but anywho.
Yeah. So you brought the receipts, Swerve, in, and you're saying that perhaps Alvin Bragg is doing his job, and that was Jim Jordan. What do you call him?
Jim Matt Jordan. and Zeus, that receipt was printed out at the grocery store of Truth.
Oh, wow. Wow.
That's where I got that from.
You hit the lower bell, cut it out. I'm going to have to ask you to take a break from this. Woo!
But, I wanted to speak about Mr. Yarrow for a moment, if I could.
Oh, okay, yes.
So, according to a statement that Mr. Yarrow gave to police, he rang the doorbell, and it was a few minutes before anybody opened the door, which means somebody looked out the window, saw that there was a black teenager, decided to go and get a firearm, and then come back and fire on this young man.
Mm-hmm.
And as he tried to run, this person came out of the house, stood over him, and fired again. That tells me he knew exactly what he was doing. So miss me with the dementia garbage. He knew exactly what he was doing.
He knew exactly what he was doing.
Now, I think sometime today, he is supposed to turn himself in to the DA.
Mm.
Now, here's why I have a problem with that, Zeus.
Tell me.
If I would have committed the same crime, it wouldn't have been no, hey, Swervin, we need you to turn yourself in today by 2:00. No, they would be at my door with a warrant after they already kicked it in.
That's the America I know about.
Is
there another America out there that I don't know about?
That's the America we live in.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you know this or not, Zeus. Do you remember Jalen Walker?
I don't know who Jalen Walker is.
Jalen Walker was the young man in Akron, Ohio, who ran from police.
Oh.
And he ended up with 40 plus holds.
Yes, I recently heard what happened with that case.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and please elaborate.
They refused to indict the officers responsible, the 8 officers responsible for it. Because they thought he still had a weapon on him. But they never found the weapon. Okay, so it seems to me when it comes to justice in this country, we have 2 sets of rules. We have a set of rules, a set of justice for white people, and we have a different set of justice for black people. That's the America that we live in. And this is why black people, we're not living in fear. We're living with attitude now. We're living with because we sit there and we see these things going on, because we're woke and they don't like that at all. But we see this social injustice going on throughout this country. We understand and we know the very foundational white supremacy in which this country was built upon and the patriarchy that they are continuously trying to hold on to. But they won't say anything about it because they are beneficial. It is beneficial for them to make sure that their profits and their big businesses don't get cut into. And if they get cut into, that means something in the system has changed. And they're so used to the system working out to their favor. It's like Jane Elliott, when she had that meeting, she said, all of those of you who are white with blonde hair and blue eyes.
Oh, I remember this.
If you would trade places with one of your counterparts, one of your black fellow counterparts, would you do it? And not a single person raised their hand. And she said,
wait a second, hold on. Why wouldn't they?
She said, the reason you won't trade places is because you see what's going on and you don't mind what's going on because it's not you. It's not you.
All kinds of thunder striking today with this truth you're bringing, Brother Swervin.
I'm just, I don't really know how much longer I can fight for equality. It gets to a point where, you repeat the same things over. You know your history. You know the history of your culture. You know how your culture came to be in the United States of America. 35, 40 people who helped write the Constitution were slave owners. They put it in there that we were only 3/5 of a person. That has never changed.
Don't do that. Why'd you do that?
That has never changed. And they'll scream, "Well, we have to change it," but we also have to change
what they'll say is we had a black president.
Yeah.
Doesn't that mean something?
Oh, it means a lot.
Oh,
it means a lot. And I mean, I can't speak for everyone else, but I know it meant a lot to me.
hey.
And I took the day off so I could watch President Obama's inauguration on TV.
President Obama's such a good president. Wow.
Oh man, brother had swag all through it, didn't he?
Swag dripping. I mean, the man was sing. He could sing. He was so respectful.
He just wipe off his forehead and be like, "Hey, I just gave you some swag. I just gave you a little swag. I just gave you a little soul. I just gave you a little love." Right?
Absolutely.
And so,
best president.
In the case with Mr. Yarrow, he was fired upon for two reasons. One, being black. Two, he was fired upon by what I can only consider to be a racist.
Matt, cut it out.
That's
exactly.
It. Okay. And then, to go back to what Nutty was saying, there was another young lady that was unalived in upstate New York. They got lost. There's no cell phone service out where they were.
Right.
So their GPS wasn't working. And they said, okay, we need to go back to someplace where we can get it, basically. And they pulled into a driveway to turn around, and she was backing out. This man came out, started firing, and struck her. And by the time they were able to drive to where they had cell phone service and call an ambulance, it was too late. She was gone. Okay, this is the kind of stupidity and fear that people live in. But it ain't no. So what? Somebody pulled up in your driveway. My wife pulled up in the driveway yesterday morning with Mama Jenny and rang the doorbell. Right. She said, "We're going to come in through the front door." And I was like, okay. But when that doorbell rang, Maze did her job. She ran right to that door. She started barking to let me know. I get to the door and I'm like, who the hell is this? Oh, that's my wife. That's my wife.
Thank you. No.
And if Zeus had pulled up in my driveway, I'd be looking through the window going,
who is he?
Who the hell is this?
Yeah.
Oh, that's Zeus. What's up, brother?
Shake your knee, Zeus in rare form.
I don't know any other way to call it. I'm not trying to spoil it, so I ain't trying to call it.
Yeah.
Okay. Because when you call it and you're wrong, then people start to look at you funny.
Facts.
But we have too many of our African American men getting unalived. And in this day and age, in this society, and I want everybody to hear me very, very clearly, because a parent is not supposed to bury their child. In this day and age that we live in right now, we have way too many parents having to bury their children. Way too many.
We got to do better, folks. You hear what he's saying. Hear what Swerve is saying. He's speaking from pain. Okay? We see this happening all too often. Enough is enough. Okay?
Zeus, it's not even, enough is enough. You have to ask the question, what number does it have to be? And what I mean by that, how big does the unaliving toll need to get before you act? That way we won't bother you again until we hit that number. But if we hit that number, what are you going to say then? Well, we can't do nothing about it. We've tried nothing and we're all out of ideas. What are you going to say when you hit that number? What do we need? 200,000, 300,000, 1 million lives lost in a year's time due to weapons.
Just one is too many if you ask me, Swerving.
Oh, it is. It is.
Just one is too many.
But people just don't want to do anything about it. And it sickens me. It aggravates me. But they'll call themselves patriots, but they won't do anything to help the very children. And the first thing they'll go to, I saw it this morning, Governor Sununu. If you look at some place like Chicago Chicago has the strictest gun laws, weapons laws in the country. Yet they still have these mass unalivings.
Really?
And the person called him out right away, said, "Hey, wait a minute. Hold on, champ. Chicago doesn't even strike the top 10 when it comes to violent crime. Doesn't even strike the top 10. So why do you all keep going to Chicago?"
Ooh.
Because we can go to dozens of red states that are in that top 10, that top 15, and we can point out the firearms violence that they experience. But then you know what they'll say after that, because they're always looking for an excuse why the GOP doesn't do this, and people who vote red don't do this. They'll always look for the excuse. Oh, well, those cities are run by Democratic mayors.
Shame!
You know what? I got news for you.
I don't. Not a good excuse.
Zeus, I don't know if you know this or not, but I'm gonna let you in on a little secret just between us fellas.
Oh, talk to me.
Mayors do not write state firearms laws.
Oh.
That's passed by the state legislation.
Oh!
The mayor has nothing to do with it.
Stop making up things. We are getting facts coming in right now. It's not the mayors.
Nope, it's not. It's not.
That's a lot.
And when we have one of these mass unalivings at a school, where is it happening at? Is it happening inside the inner city of Chicago by African Americans? No. It's happening in suburban schools by white kids. That's where it's happening at. And then they will come up with the excuse of, well, look at all the black on black crime.
Don't bring up black on black crime. Cut it out.
There's no, see, here's the problem with that, Zeus.
Off the focus behavior.
There's no such thing as black on black crime. Okay, because if there was, we could have Latino on black crime. We could have white on black crime. We could have black on Latino, black on Asian crime. But they sit here and they talk about black on black crime. It's because crime is committed because of proximity. It has nothing to do with their race or their skin color. But that's what they want to go through. But again, if you look up the statistics, and you don't have to believe me, you go look up the statistics. The top 5 offenses in this country: homicide, meaning somebody got unalived,
right?
Kidnapping, SA or some kind of assault, some kind of SA or assault towards a child, and domestic violence. And you know which culture leads all 5 of those?
Say it isn't so, Swerve.
White people.
Order, Swerve. I do need to look into that, because that is alarming. Wow.
But again, it's all about the black on black crime that goes on in Chicago.
Beast and locks. Thank you. Swerving, listen, you've nailed it. You hit the nail right on the head today. And you know, this is a lot for me to think about. You know, and it's a lot for everyone in the audience to think about. You know, between all the people who got in the box today, I think it's safe to say there's a lot more work to be done in these lovely United States. Now, I do got to wrap things up, Brother Swerving.
We have a long time to go, my friend. And let me just say this real quick before we go, Zeus. Today is the National Holocaust Remembrance Day.
Oh, okay.
So I want everybody to keep the Jewish people in their thoughts and prayers today, if you could. Over 6 million of them were lost due to genocide committed by a madman that Donald Trump actually admires. So let's try to keep those folks in our thoughts today as they're going through a tough time also. So Zeus, I'm gonna let you get out of here, brother. I know you got a lot of running around in the kingdom to do.
Absolutely.
And handle your business. So you handle your business like the champ you are.
Absolutely, you too.
I'll holler at you later, big brother.
All right. Thank you, Brother Swervin. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the show for this morning. I do have to run. I apologize once again to all the people I did not get to. I will make an attempt tomorrow to at least try to get through more viewers, more callers, so to speak. Yazzie, thank you so much for those flowers. You all heard it here. Zeus once again brought down this heavy hammer of truth. Lies and misinformation will not be tolerated anymore, okay? Now, I will be back tomorrow. Same Zeus time. Same Zeus channel. So please be sure to tune in. If you did not see this entire live, do not worry. I will upload it to my YouTube channel. All you have to do is click on that thing in my profile and it'll take you there. And you can also access my music that way as well, along with other things. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to listen to everyone's favorite song before I get out here by yours truly. Have a great rest of your morning.
This is how I move when I'm walking like Zeus. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I stand when I'm looking like Zeus. I like to fool when I'm moving like Zeus. Don't be playing with my move when I'm grooving like Zeus. You thinking that you're cool till I pull up like Zeus. Thunder in the sky, light you up like Zeus. I'm not my own rules, I'm a god, call me Zeus. I'm fire than the eagle, like I bet on me too. Took a long time to get here and I'm feeling brand new. If you living like a bum, get away from me, fool. I got money on my mind.
I can't leave it up to you. Yes, I am the most handsome.
You a high risk.
Triple H.
I put a bounty on your head.
This is way above the feds. When you playing with the gods and you
playing with the
Thank
dead.
you, Yazzie. Thank you, Stacy. Thank you, life coach.
Hey, little mama, let me
Thank you. Snuggles, Heaven, Swervin, Angela, Sam, Chase, Greg, Mike Matthews, thank you. Yazzie, thank you. Marie, thank you. Hey. Lady Blind Wolf, thank you. Eva, thank you. Spicy, Ray, Mom, thank you. Blue Mama, thank you. Jack Smith, hey. RC Dubs, thank you.
God, call me Zeus. I'm hotter than Hades and I'm burning down the roof. You say you wanted facts, well, I'm living proof.
Stop playing victim. Thank you.
Choose if you play around with
Birdie 1000, thank you.
Game of rules, so don't play me like a fool. If you can't swim, don't be.
It'll be on YouTube.
I'm hot. People telling me be cool. I'm just sitting on
Funny, badass, wow. Blue Mama.
with the truth. Yeah, grab your goose.
Blue Hawk, thank you. Bama, thank you.
I know the ladies love me cause I'm sweet like a tooth.
Playing hating on the gods, boy, you such a douche. Trying to be patient, but you had to like refuse. Catching all these snakes
like a mongoose.
Alvin Bragg.
Yeah, I'm the one that they choose. You know I'm so handsome. That's why they call me Zeus. This is how I move when I'm walking like Zeus. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I stare when I'm looking like Zeus. I like to act a fool when I'm moving like Zeus. Don't be playing with my move when I'm grooving like Zeus. You thinking that you cool till I pull up like Zeus. Thunder in the sky, light you up like Zeus. I make my own rules, I'm a god, call me Zeus.
Excuse me.
I'm breaking down the roof, ladies and gentlemen. Sound mine on the beat, kicking hard like Bruce. Lawrence Reed on the beat. You better call the truth, ladies and gentlemen. I can dance and box in the jungle like a kangaroo. Don't get caught flipping in the woods and you'll be dead like a man.